What up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Mamba Podcast. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jackson. And I know I've been gone a little while. Had a lot of stuff going on lately, and, nothing bad, all good stuff. But, I just had to reorganize my schedule, figure everything out. And I think it's safe to say now that I'm back on track. Figured it out where I can fit in, doing some more podcasts, getting some more stuff done. And, this episode, I just thought I'd kind of, catch you guys up with some stuff that I've been into recently. It's only been about a couple weeks or something like that, but I've been really still keeping up on all the stuff I like, sports, music, TV, and stuff like that. So that's the stuff I really want to get to, because there's been a lot of good music, and a lot of good Yeah, because there's been a lot of good music out lately, and a lot more good stuff to come. I've been really listening to that new SZA album a lot. That it's been on repeat all weekend. If you haven't listened to it, please check it out. You know what I mean? We got some, Bryson Tiller put out some stuff. Vic Mensa just put out a new tape. We got some, a lot of singles coming out from a lot of guys. Like Black, Six. The guy where he puts the 6 instead of the B. Black, he put some stuff out. Action Bronson got some stuff out. Vince Staples, his new Big Fish Theory's coming out pretty soon, so stay tuned to that. He got us a couple singles out for that. Who else I'm trying to think off the top right now? One that I've been interested. Terrace Martin's new group, the Polyseeds. I believe it's Terrace Martin, Kamasi Washington, Robert Glasper, and then other guys. But those are the three main guys with it. Like I said, if you're into like jazz and stuff like that, how big those three names together are. And like I said, they got some stuff coming up pretty soon. I'm really excited about that. DJ Khaled, say what you want about him. He's got, Grateful's coming out pretty soon. He's got, if you've seen the track list, a lot of freaking big names on it as usual. It is DJ Khaled we're talking about here. But, there's a lot of hip hop stuff I mentioned, but, my favorite thing that's been out, recently, that I've had on repeat just consistently, is Mac DeMarco's "This Old Dog." Now, like I said, those of you who know how good, who know how good this album is, but I highly recommend it. It's easily my favorite album of his, and look for it to get some a lot of critical acclaim. It already has been. A lot of critical acclaim to date, but look for it to get possibly some Grammys and possibly some awards and stuff like that, because. I really like it because, it keeps the same Mac DeMarco sound, the slow, kind of chilled out, kind of puts you in a, kind of like a trance thing, whatever that sound that he goes for. But he's, experimenting with new things. He's adding, harmonica, on like songs like Wolf in Sheep's Clothes. He's just experimenting with different sounds. And I like that. But like I said, but still able to keep, he's able to, like I said, experiment with the different sounds while keeping it sounding like Mac DeMarco, not completely changing it up and stuff like that, which I think is cool. Just the whole album is so good where, initially, just like everyone else, I heard a lot of the singles that came out, like on YouTube, on captured tracks, like ones like This Old Dog, On the Level, those ones. But, if you listen to the other songs that are on there, some of my favorites on there, like I said, the B-sides, like I mentioned earlier, Wolf in Sheep's Clothes, Still Beating, One More Love Song, First Time, I think it's, but that, the quote unquote B-sides on that are just as good as the singles that he's pushing. And, it's, he touches on a lot of pretty deep subjects if you really listen to the lyrics. Same stuff you just talked about, like love, stuff mainly like stuff like that. But he really dives deep into his relationship, or I should say lack thereof, with his dad. and stuff like mortality, and just a bunch of other stuff, and it gets really deep, and you can really appreciate when someone really puts it all out there like that. And you know I'm around the same age as him, and and I'm not alone in this either. I know a lot of people around my age and stuff like that. These things start to you start to think about those kind of things, like you know love, heartbreak, mortality mainly. It's really starting to set in. And I remember I heard John Mayer in an interview say, it's crazy how music can find you at the right time. You know what I mean? Like, some people try to find certain stuff and listen to music, but it's amazing when certain music finds you at the right time. And for me, this album, like I said, definitely found me at the right time. It touches on a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about, and the same kind of emotions I've been going through. And like I said, it's always good to find something to help you, not cope or deal with it, but it's like something that just lets you know that, hey, you're not alone out there in these feelings. And like I said, I'm not alone in this. I know there's other people who feel the same way about this album. And like I said, if you haven't got this album yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Whether however you can get it, go ahead and listen to it. Just listen. I'm telling you, it's really, really good. Even if you're not like a traditionally like a rock and roll kind of person, just listen to it. Like I said, and just appreciate what he's talking about. And yeah, it's like I said, can't give it enough praise. It's really, really, really good. All right, the next thing I wanted to get into was I've been watching a lot of the Netflix stand-ups. You know what I mean? Most of Netflix really, really doubled down on the stand-up comedy corner. They thrown a lot of money out there at a lot of stand-up comics, both headliners and a lot of like I said, just solid comedians. I mean, they've always had their comedy stuff. Guys like have been like mainstays throughout Netflix. Guys like Gabriel Iglesias and was it like Jim Jeffries and John Mulaney? Those guys, you've always seen them kind of on. And Elijah Schlesinger, I forget. Sorry if I butchered your name. But like those guys, they're all like mainstays within the Netflix thing. But like I said, mainly within the last this year, they've really been throwing money out there. They got big. Everyone knows about the big names like Chappelle and Louis C.K. Specials that came out, and the more to come with Chappelle. But and Chris Rock's coming too. If you didn't know that, there's a Chris Rock one coming, which I'm excited for. Apparently his tour that he's on right now is supposed to be really, really good. And some other good ones too, like that are out there, like Ali Wong's is really good. Bill Burr's was really good. The Lucas Brothers one was really good too. I know Jim Gaffigan's just came out. I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch that one. But there's also been they've also had a lot more like comebacks. Like you've seen, like I saw Chris Tucker's is on there. We haven't heard from Chris Tucker in a long time. Dana Carvey's got a new one on there. Like I said, I have to check that one out too. And Tracy Morgan too. I mean, everyone knows what happened with Tracy Morgan after his really bad accident. And like I said, it's just good to see Tracy out there back on stage, making everyone laugh again. And like I said, there's a lot to check out. Everyone knows how huge Netflix's catalog is, but like I said, I highly suggest you check out all the stuff that's on there. But two in particular I wanted to speak on and just just talk about. One is Hasan Minhaj's Homecoming King, and the other is Neal Brennan's Three Mics. These two stand-ups, they stood out to me because they just felt so different, and they weren't just a traditional up on the mic and hey, like this and that, just talking like like a traditional stand-up set would be. Starting with Homecoming King by Hasan Minhaj. For those of you who don't know, and I didn't really know either. I was familiar with him. Hasan Minhaj is he's obviously a comedian, and he's one of the correspondents for The Daily Show. he started at the end part of Jon Stewart's, and I haven't really been keeping the Daily Show as much as I'd like to, but like I've seen him around. He has a couple viral clips and stuff like that from the show, but yeah, he's on the Daily Show mainly. He also just did the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is also really good this year. Watch it too. Look for it up on YouTube. The whole thing's on there. But with this special, when I saw it's more to me, it was more of like a TED talk with a special, more I guess more like a TED talk, because he doesn't just stand in front of a mic. He's got one of those little earpiece things like like Steve Jobs would have in the when he do a little thing, and he's really dynamic on stage. He like walks around a lot. He runs around a lot of action, a lot of animated, and then behind him he's got these these big LED screens that he'll say something, and then a picture will come up, or a video will come up, or an animation will come up, or something like that that corresponds with what he's talking about. And it's like I said, it's just really different take. He's also got some really cool camera angles. Like I said, the camera isn't just like it isn't just like a like three fixed cameras for different angles and then one sweeping one, whatever like that. He's actually got a guy on stage with him for for some parts of it, and when he really wants to get like deep into it, like the camera will get right in his face, and he's like this, like right up on it, breaking the fourth wall. So he's talking directly to you. Really good. And on top of, and not just and on top of that, the actual content is really good because he talks about himself as a it's essentially like his life story as a second generation Indian American, born from immigrant parents. Parents moved here. The story, but it's his own take on it and really good. So like I said, highly recommend it. Really good. Check it out. He's like, I think he's like around, he's like in his like early 30s. So, guys who are around, our age, kids who were, born in like the, early 90s and stuff like that, maybe late 80s, early 90s, it'll be really relatable to you. So like I said, check it out. And also Neal Brennan's special 3 Mics is really good. And again, also just kind of backstory. For those who don't know, Neal Brennan is most famously known, if you could put it that way, as Dave Chappelle's writing partner. He helped write pretty much every Chappelle show skit while Dave acted. God, I call him Dave like he's my friend. While Dave Chappelle acted, Neal Brennan would usually direct. He's the guy for just for a frame of reference. He's the one in the Black White Supremacist skit where after Dave Chappelle's doing all the stuff, he's the guy that says, "Show us your face, want to see your face," and then when he pulls the hood off, his head explodes. That's Neal Brennan, and he's more known as like a writer. He tries to stay behind the scenes. He doesn't. I mean, he tours. He does his stand up stuff. To work out his jokes. But he talks about it in the special. He, is more comfortable behind the camera, out of the spotlight and stuff like that. And so his special 3 Mics is exactly that. So he gets on stage. There's 3 microphones set up. And he goes to one stage, and he has a bunch of like index cards with like one-liner punchline jokes on it. Stuff like like why did the chicken cross the road? And he'll say like to get to the other side. Or obviously, I mean, it's a lot funnier than that. But it's just quick little jokes like that. He goes through those, does a few minutes of that, and then lights cut off. Boom, he's at another mic, and then he does a traditional stand-up set. Kind of like hey, you ever notice how kind of stuff, and it's really good. He's really funny. And then he gets to the 3rd mic, and he's completely serious, and he explains and he talks about his how he's dealt with depression. He goes into like where it stems from, like his family issues and stuff like that, and other things that he had going on with his life, and that's where his depression comes from, how he's tried to deal with it, all the different different psychiatrist visits and medications and all that kind of stuff. And he explains like I said, he just talks about his depression. And it's he talks about how pretty much he it feels like, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is. He's gone to so many different things and nothing seems to work for him. So he figured, why not just talk to everybody else about it and get it all out there, and maybe this will be work as therapy. And it's really, really, really good. And it gets pretty dark. There are some. It's mainly for, like I said, for therapy. And then there's some parts where you laugh even though you shouldn't. But like I said, it's really good. It's really deep, and it's like I said, it's just really good. Check it out. Check both of them out. Hasan Minhaj, Homecoming King, and Neal Brennan, Three Mics. Two stand-ups that, like, two stand-up specials that I think, just to me, as a big fan of comedy, someone who's been watching a lot of stand-up comedy for a long, long time, it's like I said, it's just, those are two to me that stand out as just something refreshing, something different. And like I said, I hope they can inspire more people to try new things with stand-up comedy. Speaking of which, the Lucas brothers also, theirs was really good. It's those are the two twin brothers who from 21 Jump Street. They're actually comedians, and their special's good, because they look exactly the same. They work out their bit. One brother will say something, another brother will finish it. Sometimes they go back and forth, but they just do it. It's really good. Check it out. And like I said, yeah, check it all out. It's all really, really, really good. Oh yeah, and speaking of Netflix, while we're on it, make sure you watch Master of None Season 2. That's all I'm going to say. You know what it's going to be about. You've probably heard enough about it. But watch Master of None Season 2. If you weren't sure, trust me, it's really good. Really, really good. Like I said, I've already seen every episode. I don't know how many times. It's good. Like I said, just watch Master of None Season 2. I'm not alone in this. I already want Season 3. The way he left it hanging, that's all I got to say. Just watch it. It's really good. Master of None Season 2. Big up Aziz, Eric Warheim, all of them. Big them up. It's good. Watch it. And sticking with TV and drama and all that stuff, I'm just going to quickly kind of just rant a little bit about everyone's favorite subject of mine that I talk about with wrestling and WWE. I mean, the booking has been so, like, they've even admitted how lazy they've been, or not lazy, but just how uncreative they've been able to be, and they've hit a rut, and it's just, the booking is so bad lately. And I mean, like, I didn't watch wrestling at all from like 2008 to like 2013 and stuff. But everything that I've read about it, like on, like with Wrestling Observer, big up Dave Meltzer, big up What Culture, big up all those guys and all that stuff. But all the stuff that I've read about and heard and seen on YouTube and like all that stuff, minus like CM Punk, and Daniel Bryan. But right now feels like how that whole era felt, where it was just so much like boring, directionless, like head scratching, and just people like storylines that just make it that left a lot of the audience like pissed off, and fans like what the hell kind of stuff, and it's and as a result the ratings are dropping. You can look it up everywhere. They're down like almost like 20%, something like that, something crazy. You know what I mean? And even on, they try to use some excuses like, more like holidays and the playoffs. But I mean, the playoffs don't always, maybe tonight it might, considering it's a Monday. But, the playoffs don't really coincide with, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, it's just, I mean, there's just so many questions, and then like I have a few here like, in my notes. I just wrote some questions, I mean, like, is SmackDown really better than Raw right now? The Extreme Rules pay-per-view really, really helped Raw. I'll give him that. And Samoa Joe winning was huge. Like, that was big, But it's like, now it's okay, because now we're going to get the big match everyone wants. Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe. That's going to be a good match. And I can't remember who said it, but big up to you, whoever said that it should be a submission match. That would be cool. It'd be a lot better than the one that Neville and Austin Aries has, for damn sure. But it's just like, okay, great, Joe won. But then the realization hits where it's like, damn, are they going to bury Joe now? It's like damn. I mean, it'll be a good, I'm pretty sure it'll be a good match. But it's like, damn, I just hope that they don't squash or bury Joe. You know, and then it's like, you know, we all know the ultimate goal was Roman Reigns. So I mean, just not really gonna complain about that because like we know what's gonna happen. But you know, where does Finn Balor go? Shout out to the guys on Masked Man Show, another great wrestling podcast. Check them out. They said I'm just gonna throw this out there just to kind of put it out there and hopefully it catches some steam. They were trying to figure out how can they get Finn Balor going, how can they this and that, and they said they need to get the Bullet Club back, just call them the club, whatever, and use them like the NWO, where they're just these renegades, like just everyone loves Finn, like they'll let them be the anti-heroes that we need, like we want that, you know. They kind of wanted it with Seth Rollins, it wasn't happening, but let it be Finn. And what they said was they'll just go around, they won't, because the brand split is Raw and there's SmackDown. They join together on Raw, but they don't stay exclusively to Raw. They'll go to SmackDown and take out some SmackDown guys. You know, the club, you know, Gallows and Anderson, they really need a boost too. It can help boost the tag division because it'll make them menacing, because that's how they were in New Japan. They were just these menacing, dominant guys. So they can try to wreak havoc on both. You know, they can try to win both belts. Something like that could happen. That'd be cool. Same thing with Finn. You know, Finn eventually, I mean, he could be a champion. He could have the belt or something like that, and then maybe somewhere along the line, if they want to drop the brand split, he can be they can unify it again, something like that. But so shout out to those guys over there for planting that seed. That I think that'd be really, really cool. And then, but yeah, back to, you know, the ranting. I mean, it's just, the next thing also is, speaking of tag division, is, you know, when will the Hardys be broken? And just the way that things have been going now, with the way that they're booking everything and stuff like that, it's like, you just hope they do it well. You hope they do it well. They can't completely just copy what they did with Impact and TNA. But I mean, you just hope they do it right. You know what I mean? And you know, they have to include like Vanguard 1. They have to do like all the cheesy video things. And just my opinion, I feel like the House of Horrors match was just, you know, the House of Horrors match, the Wyatt compound fight, and all that stuff. Those were just kind of like precursors to see. Kind of like testing out, you know, just getting reps in for how they could do those kind of segments where they're really corny and cheesy. But the main thing about what made the Broken Hardy stuff work was they cannot take themselves too seriously. And I hope that's what WWE realizes, because they figure, well, we're the WWE, we're the best, and we're up here, so we have to, you know, hold ourselves to a higher standard, blah, blah, blah. But that's what made the Hardys work. I hope they don't do it, you know, I hope they don't take themselves too seriously. They're kind of doing it now with Breezango, the Fashion Police with the Fashion Files and stuff. Those are really funny. And so that you can see that, like I said, it looks like they're just like trying and getting reps and working it all out. But like I said, I hope they break their Hardys correctly. And then on to SmackDown. I mean, how the hell did they ruin Shinsuke? I mean, how could they screw it up? Like, they're trying to push this whole artist thing. They just screwed it up, straight up. He had a huge debut, which was kind of random, considering it was just in the middle of he interrupted The Miz and Maurice randomly, and then that just never happened. But it's like, how could they screw up the hottest thing in wrestling last year, you know? But I mean, like I said, I hope that, you know, maybe he wins Money in the Bank, and that helps, you know, boost him back up. And then, but with that, the next thing is once you reestablish Shinsuke, you gotta have ultimately the big feud everybody wants is Shinsuke AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Hopefully they can do it. Now, with that being said, AJ's gonna need the belt, because that's AJ Styles' belt. I've said it before on this podcast. That's AJ Styles' belt. Now I hope they can figure out a way to get it on him that works, and I hope they do it at SummerSlam with Randy Orton. Well, so that's why if I were to do it, because Jinder Mahal sucks, but then I keep thinking, is putting the belt back on Randy really that much better? And you know, there's so many questions, and it's confusing because so the whole thing with wrestling is usually the hometown people, the wrestlers don't win in their hometown. And so, like Bailey, it happened to Bailey, it happened to AJ, it happened to all these guys in the past. Not just this year, but in the years past, it's happened. So it's supposed to be the rematch between Jinder and Randy Orton at Money in the Bank. However, it's in St. Louis, Missouri, or can't whatever, but it's in Missouri. It's in Randy Orton's hometown. So it's like we don't know who's gonna win, and not in a good way where it's like, wow, I really don't know. Like, oh my God, Brock and Samoa Joe, who's gonna win? It's like it's not in a good way, and people are confused. People don't know. Like I said, it's like, okay, I get it. Maybe they keep the whole thing where they don't have the superstar win in their hometown, but then Jinder has to keep the belt. And then it's like, well, maybe Randy wins, but then Randy has the belt again, and he's like a 15-time champion or whatever. And it's like, oh God, more boring Randy Orton. But like I said, I guess it'd be good to have. I guess the best way, if I had to book it, I'd book it where Randy Orton wins at Money in the Bank. Like, he just goes over clean. That's it, and we're done with Jinder. And then, or maybe they can do Jinder and Kevin Owens as we're the faces of America, blah, 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 whatever. And then they book it where, like AJ Styles is closest to winning, and then, whatever he gets, he's almost got it, and then someone, whatever, and then Shinsuke takes it, or whatever. So he's the closest up to getting it. He gets a championship match with, or they have like another tournament thing, wherever, and he gets. But it's AJ Styles and Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Randy Orton loses. AJ Styles is the new champ. AJ Styles just carries that belt. Like I said, everyone knows it says carries the belt, builds it up all the way to WrestleMania, where you finally have Shinsuke and AJ Styles. Everything that happens in between, I don't know. They can figure it out. That's not my job. But like I said, that's the way I think they should do it. And just finally, also about wrestling, the undercard, the women's divisions, and the tag team divisions all suck. I'm sorry. I love a lot of those people. I love a lot of those superstars. I love Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Sheamus, or not Sheamus, but Cesaro, the Hardys, the Club, Breezango. I mean, what happened to American Alpha? I don't know. They're gone all of a sudden. They really got to figure it out. Because I mean, like I said, it's like I said earlier, the ratings are down and it's hurting the product. And I mean, like I said, injuries haven't helped. New Day's back. That'll kind of help, I guess. Braun Strowman's out. That's definitely a big, I guess, fly in the ointment. I don't know, but you know what I mean. It's definitely not helping. And like I've said before, and I'll keep on saying it, as worried as I am about the future of WWE, I'm optimistic and hopeful, and I trust the writers, the creative team, that they'll figure out how to make it interesting and actually make sense. I'm just optimistic. I'm optimistic. All right, like always, I talked a little bit too much about wrestling, but I'm gonna finish this thing off with a little bit of a finals talk. I thought the Warriors were gonna finish it in Cleveland, but then the more I thought about it, a little conspiracy theory. Maybe they wanted to. They didn't. I'm not saying they wanted to lose, but maybe they saved their energy because they wanted to win it back home in Oakland. And Oakland, by the way, not San Francisco. All you smart sports people out there, quotes, smart sports people, they're in Oakland. They're not in SF, they're in Oakland. They're in the Bay Area, but the Bay Area isn't just SF, they're in Oakland. Remember that. And, and I think that, honestly, I think the Warriors they're gonna close it out tonight. And yeah, I just think the Warriors are gonna blow them out tonight. They're gonna have all the momentum. Like I said, they're back in Oracle. They're gonna want to do it for the town. They want to do it in front of their home fans and all that stuff. So look for them to have all the momentum. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna come out and just barrage them. Because I mean, in Game 4, the Cavs needed LeBron and Kyrie to both have a better game than they had in Game 3, which was arguably maybe their best playoff performances. But they needed to have a better game than they had in Game 3, and as a team, set a record for the most three-pointers in a game and percentages and that stuff. You know what I mean? Just to get one win, they needed to set a record and have those crazy games from their two best players. Like I said, good luck trying to repeat it. I know everyone's trying to say, Kyrie's 4-0 in elimination games and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But look, and in the bottom line, like I said, I'm not breaking any news. I'm not, making some crazy thing that no one's ever heard before. But yeah, look for the Warriors to blow out the Cavs tonight. They're going to get their second in 3 years. Definitely going to put them all up there, as some of the all-time great teams, up there with the MJ Bulls, and the 80s, Celtics and Lakers. Definitely going to put them up there. Because as Bill Simmons and Joe House, big up the Podfather, Bill Simmons and Joe House talked about in their podcast. They're saying it's not necessarily just like about one season, but it's what you do over a series of seasons. And like I said, the Warriors have not just won championships, but they've essentially transcended the idea of basketball as we know it. So like I said, they look for them to win tonight, take home the championship. And I'm just something to end on. I'm interested to see what the narrative will be about KD. Like I said, I love KD. If you know me, you know I love KD. I've been saying KD is not nice. But I'm just interested to see what the narrative will be with him, as a ring chaser. Everyone gave LeBron slander and they gave him a bunch of shit for it. And they're trying to say, the situations are different, and they asked LeBron about it. But, I mean, when LeBron's all done with this, with basketball, he should just be a politician because he's always on. And by always on, I mean, he knows that every quote he says is going to be taken into account and to be taken out of context and everything. So he knows how to work the media. He knows how to do everything. He's a politician through and through. So, of course, he's going to say something that makes both him and KD look like not bad guys, you know what I mean? And so but at the end of the day, it's the same situation. They were ring chasing. They wanted to try something different than where they were, because where they were for a long time wasn't getting it done. You got to call a spade a spade. It's the same thing. But like I said, I'm interested just because the whole KD, the whole you the real MVP speech, he's been kind of given a pass, for criticism and stuff like that. And like I said, I love KD. Everyone knows I love KD. But like I said, you gotta call a spade a spade. And like I said, I'm just interested. So take that, just something to take into consideration. And like I said, regardless of what happens, I hope we have a good game tonight. If our prediction is correct, congrats to the Warriors. Another great season, and I mean, another great season in the books with no end in sight on how to stop these guys. All right, so that's it for me today. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, like always, but hey, it's all right. It's all good. I'm back. It feels good to be back in front of the mic, talking to you guys again. And like always, thanks for listening. However you're listening, thanks for watching. However you're watching, feeling a lot of love and support for everything that I've been for doing this. And I really appreciate it. I want to let you guys know I appreciate it. So, like I said, I'm trying to crank more out. Got my schedule set. It's gonna be good to go. And for all this and more, like I said, you can go check everything out at brownmama.us. And make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Tell a friend. Like I said, if they're looking for something new to listen to or watch or something like that. And, if you want to get in touch with me, make sure you follow me and all my ads down below, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. I'm always up on that. And, like I said, it's good to be back. Looking forward to chatting with you guys again soon. Stay tuned for more. I got some, like I said, I got some more cool stuff down the chute. So, like I said, stay tuned for that. And I'm working on some more stuff too. But yeah, again, thanks for listening. How you listening? Thanks for watching. How you're watching. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.